Hello my gorgeous makeup loving friends, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Teresa. There's a cat purring very loudly nearby. You happy with your life there, Cinnamon? Excellent. Anyways, today, big thank you to Missa, my lovely friend. When I annoyed her with my presence in Scotland, she did actually gift me a few things, including some stuff that she got in, she's gonna love me saying this, PR, because I can't pronounce my R's apparently. Anyways, this is the OPV Bloom palette. It looks a little something like this. So on the day that I was leaving, it actually arrived to her in the post and she was like, hey, do you want this? And I was like, I'll never say no to an eyeshadow palette because I have problems. But she also gifted me some pigments. I'm not trying those out today, but she also gave me some Amazeballs liners. So part of what we're doing today is looking at their new glitter liners, and we're also looking at this eyeshadow palette. So you know the general thing, I'm going to be doing swatches of the eyeshadow palette. I'm going to have a tutorial for this beautiful complex look because, you know, I'm just very cool. And obviously a review. So telling you at the very end, what do I think? Are these worth picking up? So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, hooray, fantastic. This is the video for you, so do please keep on watching. Oh yeah, bare face, so that means swatches. Huge thank you to Missa for gifting this to me. I just happened to be in her house when this came in and she was like, here, you want this? And I was like, I will never say no to free things. Anyways, this is the Bloom palette. Let's get rid of the plasticky bit and yeah, let's just do some swatches, some swatcheroonies. I've never actually had anything from OPV, and when I was over at Missa's, she let me use some of their glitter liners, and I was like, how have I missed out on this? She also gifted me some glitter liners, which I will also be using in this as well, because there's some new ones. Anyways, this is not the point. We have Rosa, which just makes me think of Rosa Diaz from, you know, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Tulip, nice. I'm very excited about this one, Cherry Blossom, because there's like kind of sparkles in it, so I'm here for that. Yarrow, which is very light, so let's do another little pass on that. It is a shimmer and I am very white. Then we have Sedum. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's my kind of color story in the sense that it's a lot of deep colors. Like, I'm not really into pastels. Don't come for, also, I know I've painted my nails. That's unusual for me. Ooh, formula is very buttery, very creamy. Actually, speaking of buttery and creamy, I hadn't been interested in the ABH Norvina 5 until I was over at Missa's, and now she makes me want it. It's terrible, so it's on my wish list. Calendula is this one. Nice. Then we have Daisy. Good. Flocks. An excellent word to play in Scrabble, which I've now gotten into. I like Scrabble, who knew? Snowdrop, or is that Snowdrop? Yes, Snowdrop. Nice one. And Aconite. Nice. My skin has been very problematic just due to stress. For those of you who don't know, my laptop decided to pack it in, which was great fun, very stressful, highly recommend. But my beautiful friends actually pulled together to help me get money together for it. So the fact that you're seeing this video now means that I've got a laptop. So mind blown. Anyways, we have Aster. We have Bleeding Heart. Also, I'm very aware that a lot of my like emotions are a little bit like blunted. I think I'm actually just exhausted. You can tell my eyes. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be an interesting one. We have Buttercup, Poppy, and Cosmos. Look, I like how deep these colours are. I need, like, my eye had been really like sore. I think from travelling or something. Who knows? Also, this palette travelled well because I did pop it into a big suitcase. Now we're on to the very last row. We have Daffodil, Diasia, okay, Gaurav, Like this was not, oh sorry, there's like shadow everywhere. We have Gaurav, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, come for me. Heart and Love. Crooked moustache. That's the whole thing. I think look, the formula feels very, very nice. I've never had anything from OPV before, so I'm quite excited about this. I need to figure out how to get this shade in here because I'm excited about that one because there's purpley, bluey, goldy glitter flecks in it. Don't know if you can see it from the swatch, but whatevs, we'll sort it. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch a live because Elena and Missa are going live in a little bit. So yeah. My skin is being problematic. You can tell I've been traveling and doing things. Anyways, let's just get into it. It's not a big thing. I've already primed the lids, the eyelids. I've got a cup of tea. It's happening. You know what? 8th cup of the day. Solid. Anyways, I'm taking this Real Techniques brush. It came as part of a set and it is just simply called a shading brush. So I can do my shading things. Now, what I've done is I have gone into Yarrow and Tulip. So, Yarrow and Tulip. And I just smashed the two of them together on the one brush because I'm cool and I can do that. And you're not my real parents. So I just popped it into the middle. Or into the centre rather, not the middle. One day I'm going to learn directions and it's going to be amazing. Now, hopefully, Rebecca hasn't seen that I used a wet wipe there. It's fine. What you don't know won't hurt you. And just popping that there. Now, I've put Yarrow on because it kind of gives this extra little sparkle. You can obviously use Yarrow by itself. And I started off using Yarrow by itself, but it's quite a pale colour. And I just thought it would look so much nicer on top of the purple. So I was like, yeah, this is what we're doing. So it's just, they're so pretty when they're mixed together, in my opinion. So I'm taking the two together again and just building it there. There's a really nice kind of creamy formula to that, which I'm quite enjoying. Now, I've never had OPV before, and I blame Missa for this. Because, not that I blame her for not having OPV, but I blame her for now obviously having this because she gave me this. So actually that's pretty clear. But when I was over at hers, I tried one of her OPV glitters and I'm never going back. It's very upsetting. They're so bloody good. So I'm going to have to set a portion of my income every month to go towards that. So hashtag priorities. I like to bring my eyeshadow right up into my brow because who needs brows when you can have eyeshadows in them, you know? Like, just saying. I can hear my parents are listening to Coronation Street. So, you know, great taste, great life choices happening over there. Yeah, so super, super simple. It's so funny, like I'm trying to remember what it is that I did, even though I just did it. I'm taking this JS13, it's a Morphe, and I'm going into the shade Cosmos, which is this nice kind of pale blue, and literally just kind of wing it out, which is how I deal with my life in general. Like, when in doubt, just wing out, wing it. And I'm just kind of mapping this shape there. So obviously, I was in Edinburgh. It was incredible. It was so much fun. We were in Edinburgh for like 2 of the days, but mostly like I just annoyed poor Missa and Daniela with my presence. But they were very good because I know I'm not easy to be around because I could be kind of like, like, I don't know, how do I explain it? Words are hard. Anyways, I'm actually quite tired from all of it because I'm not the best with socializing and it kind of stresses me out a little bit. They were very good, very understanding. And then I obviously hung out with Sahil this weekend. So he was like, oh my God, you could tell you've done things because you were tired. And I was like, yep. Peopling is hard. It's very hard. So you can see this blue, super pigmented. Am I bringing it right up into the brow? Yeah, who needs brows? Like, when I can have really nice blue shadow. So I wanted to take the blues and the purples because, I mean, let's face it, those are always the shades that are really tricky to formulate. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. And I took a couple of the liners as well because frankly I need to buy more of them. I mean, do I need them? No, but I want them. That's more the correct term. Anyway, it's taking this Morphe JS12 brush, and this time I'm going into the shade Buttercup, which is this shade here. Now, this kind of goes on a little bit patchy, but you just have to work with it. And once you do, it all kind of comes together. Again, highly pigmented, highly pigmented. I had a little bit of trouble with it on the other eye, but I also think my eyes have been quite irritated the last couple of days. Don't know why, it's a whole thing. I am technically meant to be heading back to work in a few days. For those who know me, they know there's been a lot of stuff going on, and I am considering leaving work, even though I've nothing lined up, which is obviously a massive bloody risk. But my trigger warning, mental health has not been very good. But I will say, in happy thoughts, I yet again have been shown what an amazing community of friends that I have, because when I was in Edinburgh, my laptop just completely stopped. Like, it just was like, bleh, let's not do, like, wouldn't turn on. I tried all the things to try and get it to work, and it just, no, it was just like, computer says no. Thankfully I have everything like stored on iCloud and stuff, so like I was able to get all of my files, so it's not like a big deal. But I obviously need a laptop for everything. I mean, who doesn't need a laptop at this point? But like, I would need it for work and stuff. So I had a little bit of a freak out. And I'm just taking this Lois Cosmetics brush, and now I'm going into the shade Poppy. So I had a little bit of a freak out, and I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? So I started applying for loans, because I was like, oh god, I can't afford to like buy a laptop outright. And then Elena contacted me and was like, no, you don't have to do that, because we've got you sorted. And I was like, sorry, what are you talking about? And yeah, like a load of just fabulous people put together money to help me get a laptop. So I know there's so many names in there, and I can't actually say all of them because it would take me a long time, but I'm not good at expressing emotions. That's the thing. I tend to have very like blunted affect on these sort of things. But I really, like, I can't express just how much it means to me. Like, when I know that I have people in my, like, I obviously went so many years without just having people out. I mean, I'm sure this won't come as a shock, but I was not popular in school. Like, I was not liked. Like, I was actively not liked. Like, it's a whole thing. It was only when I went to college that I started to find my own people, and that's a whole thing. Just goes to show, you know, it takes you a while to get there. But I would have never thought that I would have people who were just so supportive and caring and just accepting of me. And I always said that when I started on YouTube, my whole thing was I wanted a community. Now, I didn't think I would get a community like this. I just thought I would, or I hoped that I would find people who loved makeup in the same way that I did, but I didn't think I would find the community that I did, and I'm so lucky. And even just getting to meet some of you guys last week, I don't think I can actually say just how much that meant to me. And we're sorting out Tia coming over to Ireland. Like, we've put together like some things for that, and I'm words hard, but I'm so excited about all of that. It's just, yeah, I mean, when you just see that you have people on your side who care about you, I mean, there are no words. Right, what I'm going to do is just cut the crease. I'll do that off camera because you don't need to see that, but I do have some liners here, and I am actually going to do the liner on camera with you guys because I think you need to see what these are like. Traditionally, I've used the Urban Decay heavy metal liners, and they're fine. They're really good. They're some of my favorites, but they aren't very opaque. You have to go over them a couple of times to kind of build up the color. These, Well, you'll see what I mean, because I was like, how many of these can I pop onto my face to make it look a little bit weird? And that's where I went with it. So yeah, I'm going to cut that out, and we're going to come back in it a little bit. I'm being super, super lazy. I'm not even doing a proper like cut crease. It's a half cut crease, not cleaning it up, whatever. Don't do as I do. Do as I say, or something. Anyways, I have the OPV glitter, and it's in Tease Me. Oh my god, I need to get more of these. Right, you'll see what I mean in a second. I'm not very good at liners, so bear with me. Also, I'm very blind. Anyways, you'll see what I mean in terms of the opacity. Look at that. One swipe, and that's how much you get on. Like, it's bananas. Do I need to get all of these in every colour? Absolutely. Like, if you put a gun to my head and was like, do you want these or do you want to keep your Urban Decay? I'd be like, I'll keep these. I don't want the Urban Decay anymore. I know. That's a big thing to say, isn't it? I prefer these. I think these are much better. So I'm taking this Jessup 237. Are we surprised? No, I should hope not. It's expected at this point. And I'm going into, or is it Gaurav? No, I'm going into Gaurav, because, yeah, I don't really know how to pronounce that, y'all. Anyways, let's pick up a certain amount of that. I'm putting them on dry, just FYI. And just popping that in there. It's going on to a fairly whitish base. BT Dubs, I used the Juvia's Place concealer, which I'm almost out of on this. Well, I would say I'm fully out of it now at this point, because I have been going in there and really working on my project pan on that. So I'm actually very pleased with myself. So yay me. Don't worry, I will go over that again. But just popping that there. Putting that through the colour switch, which is the best invention in the world. And same brush again, and I'm going into Bleeding Heart, which is this fabulous sort of a goldy shade. It's really buttery. Which is how you should like your bread and your eyeshadows. So, just saying. And I'm putting that there. Super pigmented. So this brush again, and now I'm going into Rosa, which is a kind of a deeper purple. And laying that down there. Again, you can see pretty pigmented. And went through the colour switch. Now I am taking this again, and I'm going into Daffodil, which is that kind of deep bluey, purpley, blueberry shade. And just popping that there. But I think the shade that I like the most is that black glittery shade. Like, just dip me in it. It's fabulous. Same brush again, and this time I'm going into my favourite shade, which is Cherry Blossom. This gives me vibes of, you know, that black shade that's in the Bloodlust palette by Jeffree Star. You know, the one that we liked, but we can't really use anymore. Not done camera. This is what that reminds me of. Because it's black, like it's a matte black, but look, there are shimmers in it. So if you're looking for something to replace that shade, that's what we're looking at here. That's what that is. Oh God, I could just, do you know what? I could just use that shade on my lid and just smoke it out. Do a Missa and be like, I'm doing a black smoke because I'm frightened of anything else. Not calling you out there, Missa. It's just, I know that's what you're like. Delicious. And then I'm taking the Morphe M562 and I'm just gonna swish around here. Just errantly, just trying to blend things, make it look like there's some sort of cohesion. I wish there was like a blending brush for my life, you know? Just too much? No? Yeah? Probably. Went too real there, Teresa. Too real. Anyways. Yeah, I think this is really nice. Also, that blackish shade reminds me a little bit of, there's a kind of a matte black glittery shade, a little bit like this in the Too Faced Tutti Frutti Purple Raspberry something palette. Reminds me a little bit of that. So not an exact dupe. There's definitely like some similarities. So I'm going back in with Tease Me because I just want to kind of fix some little bits there. But as you can see, the opacity is insane. You go on there now, you're going to sort everything out. Yeah. What I did then was I took another liner, and this is in the shade 904, because it kind of reminded me a little bit of the gold that I put into the center. And yeah, just kind of figured, hey, do a little bit of a wing. Not that I'm good at wings, but I'm like, hey, you'll do. Ugh. OPV, like everyone else, looks stupid when it comes to liners. Like, they're like liquid liners. Like, these are nuts. Ugh, I hate them. I need to get more. They're gonna bankrupt me. I'm gonna end up living under that bridge just because of these. I need all of them in all the shades that exist. Ugh. I mean, you try and tell me that isn't lovely. Like, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. I was obviously going to use this shade, obviously. This is Vixen. And I put some dots in here, so that's what I'm going to do. I went a little bit weird and like, I think like a cosmic sort of a look. I blame Daniela for this because obviously we hung out for the week and I think she's been a little bit of an influence on me. But to be fair, I could have much worse influences. Daniela's annoyingly cool. Like, I was showing the footage to Sahil of like us hanging out, and he was like, she's just so cool. And I was like, I know. And I'm like a big uptight fool. Like, that's just how I am. And look, do you see this opacity? Like, look at that. Look at that opacity. One swipe, my friends. Like, for reference, right, I have that. And I have the Urban Decay Stage Dive, right? This is one swipe of Stage Dive, right? Not great. It's okay. You can build it up. I've done it before. I'll do it again. And then this is one swipe of Vixen. I'm actually going to take a little bit of the product off just because, you know. Look at that. Look at the difference. That's nuts. Nuts, and a fraction of the price. Well, not like a fraction, but like they are cheaper. So just saying, get them. And then very last liner I'm going to use is a Mystic. And I'm just going to pop that. How many did I do? 4 dots, yeah. Let's try and keep it somewhat even. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just go over those a little bit because again, this is a lighter liner going on to some darker shades, so won't worry too much. That's essentially it. So I'll probably put something under the waterline here just to kind of finish it up. I'm not going to do that on camera because you'll be bored silly, but yeah, I'll do the rest of this and we'll come back and I'll tell you what it is that I think of it all. Tea. My god, man. What would I do without it? Okay, I returned. Did the rest of my face, hit the spots, it was the whole thing, and my hair is being weirdly big. It's filled with secrets. Anyways, I'm going to zoom you in now so you can see the eye look as it's completed now. And for once, I didn't glue things onto myself, so that's a difference, I guess. So this is it all put together. I mean, obviously I didn't blend out that great out here, but you kind of don't have to with glasses. That's what I tell myself. Anyways, I want to do something a little bit galaxy-esque. Cinnamon is just wandering around. Yeah, this is it. I'll take the glasses off now. You can see a bit better. In case you're wondering about the lashes, they are Lois Cosmetics in the style Desired. And I put a little bit of liner on the waterline. It was Beauty Bay's Lemonade. Because obviously you want to know. And I put a bit of the red obviously underneath the like lash line. Just to be like, yeah, let's finish this off. Yes! I don't know where I'm going with all of that. Who knows? So yeah, a very, very, very simple look. But that does kind of lead us on to the palette itself and the liners. Well, obviously the liners, I am going to get more of these. I want to get all of the shades. Cinnamon is staring at me and he's purring very loudly. Don't know if that's being picked up, but he agrees with me. He's like, yes, Mum, you get all of the liners. Now, is this necessarily my colour story? No, not really, but like what actually is my colour story? Who knows? However, everything performs really nicely. I will say this is a really quite an interesting shade. Like I like that. Everything blended really, really nicely. There's some really nice jewel toned colours in there, which is totes my vibes. I think this is really, really good. If you like this colour story, definitely the quality is there. It blends really, really nicely. There's good pigmentation. I'm not unhappy with this. Like, I mean, I did get it for free off Missa, so thank you. Yeah, I mean, okay, the liners, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 if possible. I think they're fantastic. Gotta get all of them. The palette itself, I would say maybe an 8.5 out of 10. I'm just taking the 1.5 off because they're not entirely my colour story, and I think there could have been a few more blending out shades. Like, it's all kind of very one tone. Like there's nothing darker or nothing lighter to kind of blend some of these shades out. I think the most that I could kind of do was those 3 shades there in terms of blending out. But other than that, there isn't, say, a lighter purple there. There isn't a lighter green. So in that sense, I think they could have maybe put in a white or a black or something just to kind of help it. Because other than that, I think you would have to go a lot into like some other palettes to really get this to work. And it is a big palette in and of itself. So that's my rationale for an 8.5 out of 10, giving my reasons for these things. But that's essentially it. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Turn on those notification bells. It really does help. It's a whole thing. For every notification bell turned on, a kitten purrs. Science, I'm just saying. But that's it. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case you wrap it up. Do not be gross. That's it. That's the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.